Hey, let's start off with what's probably really butt-headed, which is my reaction video to having finally finished Venus and Adonis by William Shakespeare. Semi-hilariously, how long does it take me to read a, relatively short epic poem? It takes me 3 or 4 days. That is admittedly with some of those days a lot shorter than others, and probably doing like an hour here, an hour there. It's just that's the way things are going to go with me. So yes, Venus and Adonis by William Shakespeare. It's his first. I think it's his first and published work. His plays weren't published in his lifetime. This actually was. Um, and it was a part of what was apparently a craze of doing these um, kind of short epic pieces, uh, kind of erotic themed um, poems. And So this one is Venus and Adonis, with the goddess of love, Venus, wooing this young, beautiful boy, teen. We'll go with teen. His mind is teen. Um, uh, he has a teen mind, uh, and who doesn't want to be wooed, who isn't interested in it. And she's throwing herself at him. She's totally in love. Don't know if she's been hit by a Cupid's arrow or not. I don't think that is mentioned particularly in the thing, but we get a lot of her trying to persuade him. It's a very rhetoric thing of encircling him in her ivory arms, like making a garden for him, pulling him to her breast, lying him down, and kind of giving kind of the case for love, and all that stuff, and him being pretty kind of rejecting of it, uh, until she passes out. She falls down, and he revives her with kisses, and that seems to kind of slightly oversway him. But he's like, yeah, but okay, well, I'm going now because tomorrow I'm gonna go hunting with my friends for the boar. And she's like, oh no, don't do that, because I see really bad things. If you go hunting for the boar is the one thing in existence that doesn't love you, want to smother you with its kisses. Everything else in existence wants to kiss you, but this boar is like, it's got those sharp, razor sharp tusks that will gore you, and will spill your blood. And he's like, whatevs. He makes his case of, you know no, that's not, I'm not going to be, this is what I want to do. You're smothering me. I'm gonna go off. The cops are coming. It's time for me to go home. Cops aren't coming. I don't think that comes into Shakespeare. um and he does go off, and she's kind of thrown down, and she's depressed. And when the light comes, she hears kind of the baying of the hounds, and she sees the boar, and she's like, oh my god, he's dead. And she's like, super woe. But then again, then it turns out, oh no, maybe he's alive. But then it turns out he actually is dead, and she comes upon his dead body, and she curses love. She curses love. She says, like, you know from now on, anyone who falls in love is going to have an equal amount of woe. That it's going to make wise men stupid. It's going to make cowardly men brave. It's going to do all these kind of opposite, contrary things, which is actually, I just love this part of the poem. It's like, it comes in the end of, like, he died, and because he died, it's got this is where I really feel the epic mythic part of this, as the sirens come to take me away. um and yeah, so that is my first reaction. I mean, it's one of these things of, like, there's a story, but then there's just the poetry, there's just the language, there's the dewy moist lips, the honey kissed the existence loving lips of him. There's Adonis's kind of proud youth, kind of trying to shuck off this importune lady who's trying to suck him in. Um, you know, it's her trying to kind of like give him advice of like, you're beautiful, you're young and beautiful. You should indulge in in your love now while you can. Hint, hint. Death is a coming. Um, so yeah, I will go through it in more detail, pluck apart bits, focus on little bits. I think, it's one of these things where you could just take a stanza and you could probably talk about that for an entire video. And maybe that's what I'll just do for my video, is just pluck at one part, one bit of it, and just kind of delve into that. And probably also find someone who's just read it out and listen to it. I think just to kind of further deepen, get a couple more readings in there, oral readings, and just hear the music of it all. I'm also reading out, just started out reading out Christopher Marlowe's Hero and Leander, which is sounds like a part of the same fashion, the same sweep of little erotic epic poems that poets were writing at that time. And this is Marlowe's version of it that has been passed down and is in my Norton Anthology of English Literature for the 16th century. So I will kind of maybe do a little compare and contrast, or just think about them between that poets of this time. This is what they were using as a form to use to show off their rhetoric, their poetic chops. All right, we'll stop it there. More later.